Kenyatta, because His Excellency Uhuru Kenyatta once, 2013, sat in a Council of Governors meeting and realized he was surrounded by men. And he vowed that he will do everything possible to ensure that he pushes women for the gubernatorial seat. 2017, we actually saw him go to campaign for the late Joyce Laboso. We saw him go to campaign for Charity Ngilu, even though they were not, in politically good terms by the time. So we saw him go to actually campaign for these women.
Some people will say he failed. It was advised to,
because he had that's as he was campaigning for them, we saw some women coming. So in 2013 we had no women in the gubernatorial seat. 2017 we had women. 2022 there are even more, and the conversation now is perhaps the seat of governor should be reserved for women. And because of the performance of G7,
well. Yes.
That conversation is coming up. So I think there is a lot of goodwill that just has not been tapped into. He spoke about the Finance Act. The Finance Act is one of the best things that could have happened to politics. But the very politicians that are abusing that act are the very same ones that we expect them to pass. They're not going to pass the Finance Act. They're not going to pass some of those amendments because it's going to hinder them during their campaigns. How are you going, and even in terms of tracking it, how are you going to track that this person has said they've used X amount of money as opposed to Y amount of money? How do you track it when most of what they use is cash? If you got the campaign, look at the handouts, it is cash. So how are you going to track that money? It's quite difficult to track and enforce that particular act. And finally, when it comes to political parties, this is where the problem is. This is where the problem starts, and this is where the problem will end. Number one, when we talk about ensuring that at least 2/3 of your list of candidates is not of the same gender, what happens is Jubilee Party is going to put, or UDA Party, for example, will put a woman to vie for candidate in Homa Bay County. What are the odds of that woman getting